Listen to me, my friend. I have spent the last few years in a muddy trench welding T64 hulls back together with a prayer and a car battery, so I know a thing or two about machines that want to die. This here is the Mercedes ML 350W164. In Germany they call it an executive SUV. In my garage we call it the German tank with a glass heart. It has a 3.5-liter V6 and 4 MEC all-wheel drive, which is great for driving to the supermarket or through a light apocalypse, provided the computer doesn't catch a cold. It is heavy, comfortable, and has enough room in the back to hide an entire squad's worth of gear. But listen closely, because this car is like a beautiful spy. It looks fantastic, but it is constantly plotting your financial ruin. If you are looking at one made before 2008, you are playing Russian roulette with the M272 engine. There is a balance shaft gear made of what I assume is compressed chocolate and hope. It wears down, the timing chain jumps, and suddenly your engine is singing the song of its people, which sounds like a blender full of wrenches. To fix it, I have to pull the whole engine out. It's easier to swap a turbine on a Leopard tank than to reach that gear. Then you have the intake manifold. The swirl flaps are plastic. Plastic! In a hot engine, they get brittle, snap, and get sucked into the engine like a snack. It's like feeding your grandmother Lego bricks. If you go for the diesel, may the saints protect your turbocharger. The exhaust manifold lining crumbles like my aunt's dry cake and flies straight into the turbo. Boom! No more boost. And the oil cooler, it sits in the valley of the engine. When the seals fail at 100,000 kilometers, it doesn't just leak. It throws an oil party in the middle of your motor. Then we have the 7G Tronic transmission. It's a very smart gearbox, which is the problem. The conductor plate hates heat. By 150,000 kilometers, the oil pump gears can shatter, leaving you stuck in second gear while everyone honks at you. And the transfer case. The chain stretches and starts humming a depressing tune around 120,000 kilometers. It vibrates more than a nervous recruit on his first day. But wait, there is more. The electronics are terrified of water. If your sunroof drains clog or your tail light seals crack, which they will, water floods the rear signal acquisition module. This is the brain of the car's tail. Once it's wet, the car refuses to start, the lights blink like a disco, and you're left standing in the rain. Even the power tailgate fails because the rubber sensors rot away. If you have the Airmatic suspension, you are a brave soul. Those airbags leak faster than a government secret. If you hear the compressor running for 10 minutes, it's dying. If you have the standard springs, expect to replace the sway bar links every 70,000 kilometers and the control arms by 130,000. My advice: if you buy this, you must be proactive. Change the transmission fluid every 60,000 kilometers. No, when Mercedes says, clear your sunroof drains every spring like you're cleaning a rifle. If the engine light comes on and the code says 1200 or 1208, sell the car to your enemy immediately. Otherwise, keep a heavy wrench and a thick wallet ready. It's a great car, but remember, even a Mercedes needs a mechanic who has survived a war to keep it on the road. And look, if your Mercedes is currently throwing a tantrum and you're tired of mechanics who treat a wrench like a magic wand, I have a lead for you in Gauten. I know a guy named Marcus, serious fellow, who swears by MEC Auto World over in Rivonia. He first met Nico and the team when his C-Class decided to start singing the song of its people right outside their workshop. Now, usually a mechanic sees a Mercedes in trouble and starts mentally picking out the color of their next boat. But not these guys. Even though Nico didn't know Marcus from a bar of soap, he looked at the car on the spot and fixed it without the usual theater. No scratching of the head, no long sighs, just results. Since then, they've been his go-to for Mercedes, BMW, and Audi repairs. They are knowledgeable, they are reliable, and they actually understand that a car is meant to be driven, not used as a permanent workshop decoration. You can reach them at +27 112 34 1313. Give them a call before your ML350 decides to go on strike again. Tell them Marcus sent you. They might even give you the non-tourist price. Imagine driving from Joburg to Durban with a family of 5, only for your Mercedes to decide it is officially on holiday the next morning. It refuses to start. It is now just a very expensive piece of garden furniture. I know a guy named Marcus who had this exact nightmare. The locals told him there is only one place to go, SLS Auto. He towed it in, and by the next sunrise they had a diagnosis. No guessing, no maybe. It was the rear SAM. They got the parts, and within a few days the car was mobile again. Usually a mechanic spends a week scratching his head. These guys just get to work. If you are in Durban and your Mercedes starts throwing a tantrum, don't waste time. Call the team at SLS Auto at +27 833878856. Quick, accurate diagnosis from people who actually know the machine. They save the holiday. So that is it. Now you know how to look at a car with your eyes and not just your heart. I will bring you many more tips on what to look for before you buy a German headache and how to maintain it so it does not become permanent workshop decoration. If you need Mercedes parts, new ones that work or used ones that might also work, call my friend Marcus and Bill Race. If the stars align and you are very lucky, he might even have a good used Mercedes for sale that hasn't been to the moon and back. Call 0689000158 for help. Now go check your oil. Stop waiting for the light to tell you that your engine is dying.